I'm Dr. Jim Partington, and I'm a board-certified behavior analyst and a licensed psychologist who's been working in the field of applied behavior analysis and verbal behavior since 1972. So I've been doing this for a long time. I don't have all the answers to people's questions. However, I have learned a lot over the years from working with parents and teachers and working directly with children about how we can help them acquire new skills so that hopefully they can get the most out of life and have lots of fun. Anyhow, we're doing this series, your Teach Your Children Well series, about giving segments about different topics that are here to help parents help their child do well. I have found that the parents who get involved in teaching their children do much better than those other parents who just let others kind of take over for them and do the teaching. Sure, there's teachers who are trained specialists. There's even ABA, VB therapists who have been trained in teaching methods that the parents may not have learned. But, parents can be the child's best teacher. And I've always said we need the parents to be involved in the practice. And I want parents to feel successful in working with the children. This is really important because as long as parents are successful, they're going to keep on teaching their child, and their child's going to learn so much more than if a parent doesn't get involved. So today what I want to do is teach you some things that might help you expand your child's vocabulary. So some of the most effective teaching that takes place is not just in the classroom or at a table with a therapist, but rather just incidental teaching that occurs through our daily activities. Parents and children are interacting with each other all throughout the day, during getting dressed, eating, bathing at night, and maybe even participating in minor cooking activities. So what I want to do today is give some tips for those children who can already talk and can label at least a few items. Let's say they can label, a cup or a spoon or shoe and so forth. As long as they have a couple of names of items that they can tell you when you ask, what is that? Then those are the children that I'm going to be giving this advice about, okay? So what I'd like you to do is realize that your home is really an educational supply store. You don't need to go to the educational supply store or order online and get pictures of different items. Just look around your house. There's all kinds of things that a child needs to know the names of. So, for instance, what I like to do is start by assessing a child's labeling skills. So what I often tell parents is take them into the kitchen and ask them, hey, what room are we in? And if they don't know, you tell them, say, this is the kitchen. Look, this is the kitchen. Hey. And then you do the same in other rooms, okay? And you do this multiple times per day. You have them repeat after you. It's the kitchen. That's right, we're in the kitchen, okay? That's one area. Find out. If they don't know the names of the rooms, start to teach them, okay? Secondly, once you're in the kitchen or other room, point to one of the most obvious things in there, like the refrigerator or the sink or the table or the wastebasket or the microwave, and point to it and say, what is it? And if they can't tell you, guess what you got to do? You got to tell them, okay? So now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to start with the 5 most obvious things. If they don't know those, we're going to start to teach those. If they do know those 5 most obvious things, go on to some other items. This is a drawer, okay, for instance. Or maybe this is a spatula. You can go through and find any number of items to teach them the names of these things, okay? So the idea is start with the most obvious and then kind of work your way down for each of the rooms. So what I want to do right now is tell you how to teach if in fact they don't know. So let's say you point to the refrigerator and the child can't tell you it's a refrigerator. What you do is you simply make eye contact with them, point to the refrigerator, get them to look at the refrigerator and say refrigerator, say refrigerator. They say refrigerator, say good, that's right. What is it? You come back and ask again. And they should now say refrigerator. If not, you prompt them again. You tell them it's a refrigerator, say refrigerator. And you keep doing this a few times until the child, you point to it and say, what is it? Refrigerator. They say refrigerator by themselves, okay? So this is how you teach, okay? It's the same thing with any of the other items in the room. You go over to the sink and you say, hey, what's this? And if they can't tell you it's a sink, you say, it's a sink. Say sink, sink. That's right. What is it? Sink. So what we're doing basically is we're prompting the correct answer, and then we're repeating the question again. And if they get it right after that, say, good job, that's right, it's a sink. Now that you've done a couple of items, What you may want to do then is go back to the refrigerator and say, oh, and what's this called? And if they don't remember, you say refrigerator. What is it? Refrigerator. And you just keep practicing like this. Now, you also want to do the same thing in the bedroom, in the living room, perhaps even, out on the porch or backyard. There's, what can you find there? There's all kinds of things. And so the idea here is just to make sure that you're not missing these opportunities while you're interacting with your child to teach them the names of the items around the house. And I'll tell you this, one of the things I found is that many parents assume their child knows the name of these items because they've talked about those items. Say, oh, I'm gonna open up the refrigerator, or they talk about, okay, I need to put this in the refrigerator, and they are assuming that their child's learning the names of these items. Well, they may know it when you talk about it, but they may not be able to tell you the name of the item. Okay, so this is my teaching tip for today. Do this for the first 5 most obvious items in each of the rooms, and like I say, then keep on going. You can do this while you're taking them into the bathroom to get their bath at night. You say, oh, what's this called? If they don't know it's the toilet, you got to tell them it's a toilet. What's this called? If they don't know, you tell them it's a mirror. And then you go on with toothbrush, toothpaste, all these items, okay? Anyhow, so that's your teaching tip for today. And once again, if you do this right, your children are going to learn so many more names of items, and you're going to find yourself teaching them names. Perhaps when we get out and are able to go around the community a little bit more, you can use these same techniques out in the community. So anyhow, that's my teaching tip for you for increasing your child's vocabulary. Make it fun for the child. Make it fun. Get excited that they remember the names of these items that you've taught them. I hope you have a wonderful time teaching your child some new vocabulary.